Welcome to another edition of Cajun Classic Cars TV. I am Flying Brian of the Day. We're in Central Louisiana with Paul. Paul, we're talking about your, what car today?
Here we go. I've got a 1937 Ford Slant with a Ford motor in it, which is kind of unusual. But I wanted a Ford with a Ford motor. And I found this car in Austin, Texas. It was built by David Devane.
Before we get to Paul's classic ride, we want to give him a big Cajun Classic Cars TV salute for serving our country. Paul is part of a unique group of veterans who are assigned to participate in nuclear device detonation and were involved in nuclear weapons testing during the Cold War. We're talking top secret stuff here. Paul is now a proud member of the National Associations of Atomic Veterans. Paul, thanks for your service to America. A timeless classic, that 1937 Ford Slantback is an iconic representation of pre-war automotive design, elegance, functionality, and performance. Renowned for its sleek aerodynamic lines and distinctive slantback rear design.
All right, so Paul, tell us a little bit about your 1937 ride here.
Yeah, I'm an old car guy, but I never did own an antique, until about last 3 years ago, I guess. I'm on my third one. I hunted and fished in this South Louisiana, fished bass tournaments, had a bass boat, and my bass club folded probably 5 years ago, and I had a 60K bass rig sitting in the garage, wasn't using it. I told my wife one day, I said, I'm gonna sell my bass boat and I'm gonna buy a street rod. She said, well, what is that? So I explained that to her, and bought my first one, 34 Plymouth. It was an older build, had quite a bit of trouble with it, so I sold it. I bought a 1929 Ford Model A, which I still have, and it's up for sale right now, in fact. But I bought this 1937 Ford Slantback out of Austin, Texas. Probably had it 6 months now, and it's pretty nice show vehicle. I've won some awards on it, so I've done pretty well with it. But just been wanting to do this 50 years probably. I'm 81 years old, and kind of getting into it late, but I'm enjoying it, doing a lot of shows. Okay, like I said, David Devane out of San Antonio, Texas, built a car, and I saw it in Austin, Texas. A guy had bought it from him, had it, and it was the only Ford he had. He had probably 8 Chevrolets, and he had bought a 55, real nice 55 Chevrolet he had just bought, and his wife told me he had to sell one. This was the only Ford he had, and he told me it had the best paint job of any of the cars that he had. And I can believe it. I've got best paint at a couple of shows on it, and won best of show on a couple of occasions also with it. But he didn't skimp. David didn't skimp on anything when he built this car. The guy I bought it from put it on a lift, and I walked under the car, and I was impressed with it. He didn't skip on anything. Take a look at the engine on it. It's like I said, a Ford 302, and fuel injection on it. I wanted a Ford with a Ford motor in it. This is all Ford, it's all steel vehicle. Even the running boards are steel on it. Well, the interior was made, put in by Gabriel and Son out of San Antonio. And he does some nice work. You can see the AC vents on it and all. He really did a good job on it.
So Paul, looking inside, it looks like you got all the modern conveniences. You got a screen and everything, and everything, and of course some gorgeous seats in there. So you got
Looks good.
Yeah, you got everything you need in there, modern technology, but with the old styling.
There you go. There you go. You can see what I did to cover my battery. When you opened the trunk before, all you saw was the battery in there, and I didn't like that too much, so I got that Ford ice chest and cut the back out and slid it in. So it looks pretty decent the way they got that in there. Right.
Paul, I love the shape of this window. It's kind of concave like that.
Right. On the original 37 had a split windshield on it.
I was going to ask because it looked like it would have been a split window car, but this is a solid piece right there, which is pretty neat. Yeah, that's really innovative how they did that.
Yeah, he did a great job on it. In fact, when he had it up on the lift, the guy I bought it from, when I walked underneath the car, I was real impressed. David didn't skimp on anything when he built this car, and it shows. I mean, he didn't have anything on the running boards, and I found these from Moss Motors online, and we put Marvin Miller, myself, he's got a shop in Baton Rouge. He and I put those on, so it kind of adds to the car.
So Paul, you had mentioned that early on when you decided to sell your boat, and get this, you told your wife you're going to get a rod, and you had to explain what it was. Now, all that said and done, you've got the car. Does she share your love of this? Is she's out there with you sometimes in this, or is she confused like a lot of wives is, why do you like these cars?
My wife grew up in Irwinville, Louisiana, went to Port Allen High School, got married when she was like 16 years old, had 6 kids. She's actually 11 months older than me, so she's 82 years old. But she looks 60, you know. She looks better than I do. You know?
Lucky man.
You know, but she goes with me on some of the out-of-town car shows. She doesn't know anything about vehicles, but she likes this one. I've got a 29 Ford, also Model A. She doesn't care for that one too much. It's short wheelbase, and you know, it rides a little rough, but it's a good car. But she's starting to like it. She likes to get with the ladies that go out of town on some of these trips we go to. We went to the Frog Follies up in Indiana this year with probably about 8 of us I'm in the Rods Club, the Rambling Oldies of Denham Springs Car Club. And we have a monthly meeting. We just had our Christmas party. So she enjoys stuff like that, getting with the ladies and all, you know. Classic instruments, which they're pretty nice. And you can see the way he did the AC vents. It's all custom made. Looks real well. It's got contacts. And instead of, this looks like roll-up windows, and that's, let me shut the door. Pretty neat.
So you got the facade of manual, but it's electric.
It's electric. It's a digital guard dog is the name of it's keyless. When it's blinking, you got your foot on the brake, you can start it. If it's not blinking, you're not going to start it. It's pretty neat. Okay, Brian, appreciate you coming out, and it's kind of chilly today, but we enjoyed it, and I appreciate you letting me tell about my 1937 Ford Slant back.